Hey everybody, Pat here, and in this video, I'm going to show you some new features that we've just released in the Uptics Sequence Builder, and we've also made a number of enhancements. And I'm going to show you a couple things that we're going to be building in the future here. So some big changes with the sequence settings. So without further ado, we'll get started. Just start out here. I've added a few different steps and a couple emails and a couple SMS steps. So I want to show you the new settings. First of all, you're going to notice that there's 3 columns in the settings now. There's sent settings, there's sent timing, and then there's advanced options. This is a little bit of a temporary design. We're overhauling the sequence builder entirely. We're going to make it a lot easier to create a sequence. But wanted to show you these. And one of the first things, and this is live. This is a feature updated now. Your daily enrollment limit, if you go ahead and change that, you're going to see, let's just say I want to have 30 contacts enrolled a day. Because I had 3 steps in the sequence builder for email and SMS, it's going to auto update your send limits. This is actually one of our bigger support inquiries that we get of like, my sequence isn't meeting the limits. And one of the big things that we saw is just this little setting here that we actually had these back where we had the send limit first and then the enrollment limit second, and it was causing some confusion on which one you should have higher. Now we've just auto calculated it for you. All right. So that's live. That's updated. That's a little feature. The next thing I want to show you is just like we have multi-inbox sending distribution in the email settings, we've now added that same functionality for SMS, which is super cool. All right. We've also fixed some logic issues with SMS. Previously, it was kind of confusing on who the SMS was going to get sent from if you created the sequence, all this kind of stuff. So we fixed all that, and we've added multi phone number sending distribution. So you can now distribute your SMS sends across multiple phone numbers. And if you're not using SMS and you are thinking about using SMS, or you are using SMS currently, you should know there's some rules, laws, regulations that are new that we have to comply with. So if you have a 10-digit long code number, which is this is what a 10-digit long code number is, and you're sending from an application, which is Uptics, to a person, you have to register your business. Uh, any company doing SMS sending, this isn't just specific to Uptics. This is specific to literally any software application that's sending to people have to do this. So you can go into your settings inside of Uptics, go to email and phone, and under the phone, if you have a 10-digit long code number, you can submit and register your business. If you have any questions, reach out to us. But this is a super, super cool feature. All right. The next thing you'll notice is now we have the day and time settings. You can pick your times for each business day separately. Previously, it was just broad across the days that you had picked. So let's just say you don't want to send, you don't want your sequence to be running Monday mornings because people are busy coming off the weekend. And let's just say maybe on Fridays, you don't want to send, after a certain time in the afternoon because people might take the weekends off, so on and so forth. Now you can set your days different, your time that the sequence is running different for each day. And then selecting a new day is just that simple. Unselecting is that simple. So you can go ahead and pick all that stuff separately, which is super cool. Now, a couple of things that are coming soon that you'll notice, auto detect contact time zones. So on the basis of your leads or your contacts in the system, once we release this feature, it's actually going to follow your send settings, but be dynamic and specific to the contact person's actual time zone. So, if they're 6 hours ahead of you, for instance, or 6 hours behind, or whatever it might be, then it's gonna send, at 1 o'clock their time, or 8 o'clock, 8 to 6 their time. So it's gonna follow the send time zones based on the contact's actual time zone. So that's super cool. That's gonna be coming a little bit later, but it's coming soon. A couple other things. Stop sending if the contact doesn't open after a certain number of emails. So previously, you had to do a little bit of a workaround to unenroll contacts if they're not opening or engaging in your emails, because you don't want to keep sending emails to people who aren't engaging, right? Sometimes, right? So before you had to add a tag step in the sequence, and then you had to do a smart list, and then do an auto unenroll logic. Now we'll just have a setting here where you can just pick if they don't open after the first few emails in a sequence, you could auto unenroll them. Okay. The next thing, reply automation. So we're just finishing up reply sentiment analysis. So, and this will be reply sentiment on emails and reply sentiment on SMS messages as well. And the sentiment will not just be, I wasn't a big fan of these other tools, so to speak, that do reply sentiment based on positive, negative, or neutral. It's too broad. It doesn't really give you much data. So our reply sentiment is going to be based on interesteds, not interesteds. They might be requesting more information. They need info, or they might want you to follow up with them, or they're just asking you to unsubscribe. So our sentiment will be on the basis of like 5 different tiers. And from there, once we have that sentiment, we're actually going to have an AI automation for you to automatically reply to that email or SMS. It won't auto reply. It'll auto tee up a response for you, and you can click send essentially. So there'll be an AI version of that on the basis of what they replied back with. That the AI will tee up a response, and you can edit it before you hit send. And then there's also going to be a low touch template reply automation. So this is an either or. You could either have the AI one on or you could have the template on. When you toggle this on, you'll be able to pick a email or SMS template that you have saved inside of the Uptics database based on which sentiment it is. So if the sentiment comes back not interested, when you toggle this on, you'll be able to pick a template that somebody replied back is not interested, and then it'll auto tee up that template for you automatically. All right, so some more automation coming. The other thing you don't see here is we'll actually have deal creation automation. So on the basis of their sentiment, let's just say somebody replies back interested, you can auto have a deal created, and that deal will get associated back to the sequence so that you can attribute that deal, that business back to the sequence. All right, so super cool. That's the couple of the features we have for the sequence builder. We've also fixed a few things in the background that was causing some bottlenecks in the sequencer not meeting its limits. It was mostly related to email validations. So we've went and added more workers for the sequencer itself, more workers for the validation tool, and then tweaked our logic for when validation is happening. So that was creating a little bit of a bottleneck in meeting some of the sequence limits. So we're just continuing to enhance the platform overall and try to make the system, you know, uh, as smart as humanly possible, to meet all the different use cases that we've got and that people are using Upticks for. All right. So hope you enjoy some of these new features. Let us know your feedback, and we'll see you guys soon. Thanks.